Hey everyone, my name is Austin. I'm a product designer at GitLab. This week in my world of UX, a lot of my work revolved around jumping into merge requests, so I'm not going to go through all these individually, but I was jumping into all these, kind of reviewing them locally, checking out the review apps, providing some feedback, just kind of going back and forth on most days. We did finally reach a decision on how we're going to illustrate the association to Jira issue key. Key term here being we really want to say issue key because that is how it is identified in Jira documentation. There is a difference between a Jira issue ID, which is unique and will never change, but the issue key is what we actually are looking for users to input, so that'll help clarify it for them if they're trying to better understand what is it they're looking for. Additionally, there's going to be a synchronous meeting next Wednesday to talk about the solution that we're currently building on for these external approval rules. We'll see how it plays out, but I anticipate that we'll have some healthy discussion around the practicality of the solution, the viability of the change that we're going through, and as well as how well can we consider this a two-way decision, meaning if we should need to fall back, we can revert the changes versus continuing to propel forward. I also spent some time this week reviewing the different issues and epics that Matt had outlined as he was on his way out, establishing different priorities across some future milestones. What I noticed was a few of these things that were in the future, at least for maybe the completion of them, it seems like we're pretty close to finishing now, so it feels like we're moving a bit faster than Matt had anticipated. So I don't know if that means that we're gonna need to address that more in the validation track, but what that means in terms of my work, I'm gonna try and focus pretty heavily on just making sure the inheritance of the settings is in a state where we have a clear direction forward. And then I also really want to jump back into the credentials inventory to make sure that all the different tables make sense in terms of the data we're going to be presenting and the functions that we're going to tie to it to make sure that that has a valuable scope for the users that it's intending to meet. I also took some action on some feedback that I had heard from a different group on our initial release with the compliance pipeline configuration. One thing that is unclear today is when that compliance pipeline file runs and it appears in your pipeline results, you don't have a way of distinguishing what came from where. So I'm thinking of a few ideas of how we can incorporate, maybe even just using a shield icon next to our like different names that we have to show this is specifically a compliance pipeline or a required pipeline, just to help differentiate it. That way a user would know where it came from as a way to investigate the source if they ever needed to do that. That's it. I'll keep it short this week.